The bride who was not meant to be. Have you ever seen a man smile with joy, only to see that smile turn into fear before your very eyes? This is the story of Okafor, a young man whose dream of love turned into something he never expected. The beginning. Okafor was the only son of his mother. His father had died when he was still a child, so he grew up under the love and care of Mama Okafor. She raised him with hard work, farming, and trade. Many people respected her because she never gave up even when life was hard. Okafor was tall, strong, and kind. He was not rich, but he had a good heart, and that made people love him. One day, as he went to fetch water from the stream, he saw Amara. She was beautiful. Her skin was smooth like fresh palm oil. Her eyes were bright like the morning sun. When she smiled, it was like the moon shining on a dark night. Okafor's heart jumped. He could not take his eyes off her. From that day, he began to look for ways to see Amara. He would go to the stream when he knew she would be there. He would help her carry her pot of water. Soon, they began to talk. Amara was gentle and respectful. She spoke softly, and Okafor felt peace whenever she was near. It did not take long before Okafor said to himself, "This is the woman I want to marry. She will be my wife." The proposal. One evening, after eating roasted yam with palm oil, Okafor told his mother about Amara. "Mama, I have found the woman I want to marry," he said with excitement. Mama Okafor looked at him and smiled. "My son, who is she?" "Her name is Amara," he replied. "She is from the next village. She is the daughter of Obiuma." Mama Okafor thought for a while and nodded. "I know her father. He is a good man. If the girl is like her father, then you have chosen well. We shall go and see them." Okafor could not sleep that night. He kept thinking of Amara, of how she would sit beside him as his wife. The introduction. The next week, Mama Okafor and some elders went with Okafor to Amara's family. According to tradition, they brought kola nuts, palm wine, and gifts. When they reached Obiuma's compound, they were welcomed warmly. The family of Amara brought out mats, and they all sat down. Obiuma smiled and said, "You have come to knock on our door. Tell us why you are here." Mama Okafor stood and spoke with respect. "We have come because our son has seen a flower in your compound. He has seen your daughter Amara, and his heart has chosen her. We ask for her hand in marriage." The elders clapped their hands and nodded. Obiuma laughed gently. "If my daughter has found favor in his eyes, then who am I to refuse? But let us ask her." They called Amara. She came out wearing a simple wrapper. She looked shy, but when asked, she lowered her head and said, "Yes, I agree." Okafor's heart was filled with joy. He could not stop smiling. The families agreed on the bride price, and all the customs were followed. Drinks were shared, prayers were said, and songs were sung. It was settled. Amara would be Okafor's wife. Preparations. The days passed quickly. The wedding was set. Both families worked hard to prepare. Mama Okafor bought wrappers, beads, and cooking ingredients. Goats and chickens were kept aside for the feast. Amara's family also prepared. They gave her clothes, mats, and kitchen things for her new home. Okafor would often pass by Amara's compound to greet her, though tradition did not allow him to spend much time with her before the wedding. Still, he saw her smile, and that was enough for him. The village was full of excitement. People looked forward to the feast. Everyone said Okafor and Amara would make a perfect couple. The wedding day. At last, the wedding day came. The sun rose bright and hot. The sound of drums filled the air. Women sang. Children danced. Elders gathered under big trees. Okafor wore a white shirt with red beads around his neck. He looked proud and happy. His friends followed him, clapping and praising him. Amara's family brought out the bride. She was covered with a veil, as tradition demanded. No one was allowed to see her face until the husband unveiled her. People cheered as the bride was led to Okafor. Okafor's hands shook as he reached forward. His heart was beating fast. This was the moment he had waited for. Slowly, he lifted the veil. But what he saw made his heart stop. The shocking unveiling. It was not Amara. The face before him was different. The girl was not the one he had met at the stream, not the one who smiled like the moon. Her eyes were dull. Her face was hard. She looked nothing like the gentle Amara he knew. Okafor froze. The drums stopped. The people murmured. "This is not her, this is not Amara," he whispered. But the elders of Amara's family clapped and said, "This is your bride. Take her." Okafor looked around in confusion. He turned to his mother. Mama Okafor's eyes were wide with shock. "But where is Amara?" he asked. Obiuma, Amara's father, cleared his throat. "My son, this is our daughter. She is the one given to you. Is there a problem?" Okafor's heart pounded. He wanted to speak, but the crowd was watching. He felt trapped. The strange bride looked at him with a cold smile. The forced marriage. The elders whispered among themselves. One of them said loudly, "A man does not reject the wife given to him on the wedding day. It is an abomination. If you turn her away, it will bring shame and curses." The people agreed. They clapped and nodded. Okafor felt weak. He looked again at the girl. She was not Amara, but he had no choice. The wine was brought. He was asked to drink and give it to his bride. His hands shook as he gave the cup to her. She drank and smiled again, but her smile made Okafor's heart shiver. The marriage was sealed. That night, in his new home, Okafor sat in silence. The bride sat beside him, but he could not look at her. "Why are you sad, husband?" she asked in a voice that sounded sharp. Okafor did not answer. His mind was heavy. He thought of Amara, of how she had agreed to marry him, of how everything had changed in a single moment. He wanted to ask questions, but fear held him. When he finally spoke, his voice was low. "Where is Amara?" The bride turned slowly and looked into his eyes. "Forget her. I am your wife now." Her words sent a coldness through him. The strange days. The days that followed were strange. Okafor noticed that his new wife did not act like other women. She did not laugh with the other wives in the village. She did not greet elders with respect. Sometimes, at night, he would wake up and see her staring at him with wide eyes, as if watching him sleep. He felt uneasy, but he could not speak out. If he complained, people would say he was rejecting his wife. That would bring curses. Mama Okafor also noticed. She whispered to her son one day, "My son, this woman is not the girl you told me about. Something is not right. Be careful." Okafor only nodded. His heart was heavy with fear and confusion. The whisper in the wind. One evening, as Okafor walked back from the farm, an old woman stopped him. She was known in the village as Neka the seer. People feared her because she often spoke in riddles. She looked at Okafor and said, "You are living with a shadow. The bride you took is not the bride you chose. Be watchful. The truth hides in the wind." Before Okafor could ask questions, she walked away, leaving him trembling. That night, as the moon shone bright, Okafor heard a voice outside his window. It was soft, almost like a song. "Okafor. Okafor." He stepped out quietly. And there, under the moonlight, he saw Amara. Her eyes were full of tears. "The truth. Amara." Okafor whispered. "Where have you been? Why did they give me another woman?" Amara shook her head. "I wanted to be with you, but my family, they tricked us. They never wanted me to marry you. They used me to blind your eyes, and on the wedding day, they gave you my sister, Ngozi." "Why?" Okafor asked with pain in his voice. Amara's tears fell. "Because Ngozi has no suitors. They said if she did not marry, it would bring shame to the family. They chose you for her. And I was hidden away." Okafor's body shook with anger and sorrow. "But this is not fair. My heart chose you, not her." Amara looked at him with sadness. "It is too late now. Tradition has tied you to her. If you reject her, the gods will be angry." Before Okafor could speak again, she ran into the night, leaving him in confusion. The tension. From that day, Okafor lived with heavy fear. He was trapped with a woman he did not love, a woman who watched him with strange eyes, a woman who was forced upon him. Every night, he wondered what would happen next. Would the gods punish him if he refused her? Would Ngozi harm him? Would Amara ever return to him? The drums of the village no longer brought him joy. The songs of birds no longer made him smile. He had gained a wife, but he had lost his peace. And so the story ends, not with laughter, but with a question that still hangs in the air like a shadow. What happens to a man who marries the bride he did not choose? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Like and subscribe for more.